Space, defined as a continuous area or expanse, which is free, available, or unoccupied. However, that was until Star Trek skillfully redefined the definition of a nebula/gas cloud. So, how well does Star Citizen define and implement gas clouds? And what should we expect from future developments? Join us in this quest as we get to the bottom of Star Citizen and gas clouds. Sup gamers? What's new? Nebulas. Oops, wrong one. 1 second. Let's see here. Here we go. Nebula, which means cloud in Latin, is an enormous cloud of dust and gases, such as hydrogen and helium, occupying the space between stars and sometimes acting as a sort of nursery for the development of new stars. The absorption nebula or dark nebula is a type of interstellar cloud that is so dense that it obscures the visible wavelength of light from objects behind it, such as stars. A reflection nebula, such as the one seen in Star Citizen, is created when light from a star is scattered or reflected off of a neighboring dust cloud. An emission nebula is a nebula formed of ionized gases that emit light of various wavelengths. Planetary nebula emit a glowing shell of ionized gas, reminiscent of the look of a planet. Supernova remnant is just that, the structure resulting from the explosion of a star in a supernova. What they don't tell you about nebulas is that all those beautiful, vibrant colors you see in pictures is basically a lie. We cannot clearly see nebulas with our own human eyes. Any light emitted has to be modified. Many of the nebula images, as seen by Hubble, are done using infrared and ultraviolet filters to make them visible. But, fortunate for us, sci-fi was smart enough to throw these details out the window. To make the magic of nebulas a reality, Star Citizen uses something called Houdini. Not this Houdini, but this Houdini. From what I can tell, you can basically take just about any image and gasify it. This looks like a pig's head, right? Wrong. It's a gas cloud. Oh, don't mind me. I'm just playing around with some twisted metal over here. Psych, gas cloud. I know what you're thinking. Since we have gas clouds, we can create the gas planet of Crusader with the same tech. And we can create planetary cloud formations using the same technology. Right, Bib? Wrong. According to the developers, the resource-intensive tech used to create gas clouds will not be used in these other endeavors. Additionally, these nebula gas clouds cannot be placed within close proximity of planets due to the amount of resources required by both entities. So, for the time being, gas clouds can be found at your local area Lagrange zones, which is basically the space between two objects, say the sun and a planet, where an object's orbit can be maintained in place, making it ideal for space stations, gas clouds, and other spaceborne materials. All of which can be found throughout the Star Citizen universe. Gas clouds are essentially made up of two parts, parent and child. When you first see the gas cloud in its entirety, this is called the parent. The child gas cloud is the part of the gas cloud where you can interact and where additional entities like asteroids can be placed. Just how big are these gas clouds? Well, let's take a look.
Scale we're at right now, but if I go down to this guy, this little child here, and you can see your asteroids, you can see the whole thing, but maybe what we can do is turn on some planets for scale. So right here, This is a sphere that's scale of yellow. So it's very close to the scale of a moon here, this child itself. But we can scale up a little bit. Here's the size of Hurston, slightly bigger, not too bad. And here's the size of Crusader. And we have that compared to the parent. The parent is even larger than that. So I think there's a lot of space that we can use around here to add extra little depth, little children, even though that sounds funny to say, little child gas clouds all around the parent here, and it can hold them as a home.
The color of the gas cloud matches the planets they are associated with. For example, the Hurston Lagrange points are tinted a slight desert orange. An important point to remember when traversing a gas cloud is the differences between the light pockets and dark pockets.
The reasons why there are some dark areas and some lighter areas of this gas cloud is because it's gas particles, right? So the hotter or maybe more intense gas will light up a little bit more, and the darker gas will just pretty much give some shadows and occlusion around here.
So yes, in the future, the lighter, denser sections will be hotter. But also, this is where adverse effects on your ship will be greatest. Effects such as malfunctioning contrails, missile locks, auto gimbals, shields, sensors, scanners, and MFD distortions, and even the failures of some systems. From a tactical perspective, placing your ship in a dark, less dense pocket of the gas cloud can be a decisive advantage over your opponent. Overall, gas clouds were designed to solve the standing issue for most space sims, the massive emptiness of space, by adding depth and sheer beauty. Unfortunately, gas clouds can get rather boring to traverse. You can lose your bearing, and currently they don't feel dangerous enough. Which brings us to the future iteration of VFX. Expect directional assistance particles, EM interference, lightning, thunder, moving indestructible rocks, and various set pieces. Once VFX are fully operational, and when you're exploring a gas cloud, might I suggest using a ship that isn't 100% reliant on shields, but contains an above average sensor capability. The Terrapin comes to mind. Also, in the future, don't be surprised if ships are designed to better navigate gas clouds. And who knows, stores may begin to offer beneficial consumables for ship components. When the ability to mine gas comes online, I would suggest focusing on the lighter colored, denser pockets of the cloud. Now that I think about it, each gas cloud location should be associated with a different mission and a different level of difficulty. Jump points and space stations are already known to pop up in gas clouds, but also expect hidden loot and chests, derelict ships, and of course space traps, both PvP and PvE. Also, don't be surprised if Star Citizen adds planetary nebula gas clouds and supernova remnant gas clouds. Ultimately, only the future, the developers, and Chris Roberts know the secrets to the starry road ahead. Like everything in life, it will probably be a mix of good and bad. And you know what? I am very much looking forward to it. Anyway, I hope you got something out of this Nebula video and found it informative and also helpful. I would say like and subscribe, but that's kind of overdone, don't you think? I will say this though, I am planning a week-long giveaway where I will be gifting a ship every day to show my appreciation to all the new and old supporters that continue to comment. So keep an eye out. That wraps up another one. Being a Star Citizen isn't for the faint of heart, that's for sure. I am thankful for your time, I am thankful for your support, and I am thankful for this great community. May you have a peaceful and prosperous journey. And as always,
Godspeed.
When captured, local police asked why he did it. Dez reportedly took a look around, smiled, and said, "I just wanted some peace and quiet."
So here I am with a very special person, my sister.
Oh my god! Is this like on Instagram?
It is. People think that we hate each other and
But
shit.
we don't.
We don't. We're so
At
close.
all.
Look,
We're super close.
we look like twins.